Hi.
We're having some Starburst. No free pub. What am I doing? They don't advertise on this channel. What am I doing? Speaking of advertising,
Starburst causes the most amount of saliva
it does.
of anything you put in your mouth.
Chris is on time today. Yes, Lumberjack. I did that in honor of you. And I just put a piece of candy in my mouth. Sarcastic Grandpa, let the record show that you were early.
How does being on time honor Tim?
I don't know. I just felt like it today. Ooh.
I should have not taken a Starburst from you.
Why?
It's very hard to talk with a Starburst, you know?
It's not an easy candy.
They stick to all of your surfaces.
This is true. But they're delicious.
And there's so much saliva. I feel like as I talk, I'm just like, "Bleh."
Oh, and speaking of Sarcastic Grandpa, 125 days of stream streak.
Woo!
This is right, because Lumberjack says, because I always mention how late Chris is, which is true, so I have to honor when he gives me the credit.
I get it.
Keep me accountable. This is Lord BZZT, everybody. He has
Dyslexic,
arrived.
how's it going?
He has arrived. Dyslexic Mini Painter, Michael Holtz, Lumberjack Tim, Paint Liquor, Thumb Palette, Sarcastic, welcome in everybody. That Chai Cat, Afternoon, Rattlecan. This is the end of the line for Lord BZZT today.
So
Isn't
you
that-
seem to think.
Maybe. Could be.
I never agreed to that.
I thought you said I thought this was it.
I never agreed to these
I thought we were so close.
I've never agreed to these terms.
I don't
Perhaps
know.
I would like to paint Lord BZZT over again. Maybe I want to prime him and just start over.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't never know.
Valkiv says you guys should paint up that cafe lantern. Oh, the big that big.
That's the only thing I don't like out of that entire box set, right? I mean, I don't really like the Cathay general style anyway. I feel like it's a little, how to put it?
Boring.
It's boring in the sense that in fantasy, I don't think you have to represent everything the way it is represented in the world at large from historics.
Yep, I can see that.
It feels a little historic. The dragon is awesome. There's some really awesome, fantastical stuff in it.
It feels too real.
That's the thing, right? Is it's kind of like the reason I don't like Tau as much in 40K because it doesn't fit the setting. It's hard to say that in fantasy because everything fits the setting.
Yeah.
And a lot of those models are really cool. And I generally like Asian-themed stuff, but it feels more historic for some reason. Is that fair to say?
It feels too real. It's too much non-fantasy in my fantasy world. Right?
But Cathay's been around for a long time. I mean, it's been in the lore and things
Yeah.
like that, and we've never had models, really. I mean, we've had, like,
it's very cool.
mercenaries and stuff, I think, but...
It's very cool, but I'm not in it.
Yeah, a lot of people are jazzed for it. I like the big terracotta soldier thing.
But
it reminds me, it's like ripped directly. Not ripped, I mean, because anybody can do that. But it has the flair of there's a war machine army that has a big soldier like that I used to love. That was
It's a big Sentinel.
one of their big Sentinel battle engines that was really cool.
Really quick, Jason. Shout out to Ted Onions. Ted Onions just said, "We the people will watch Jason put paint on the model." And you couldn't be more right, Ted Onions. And with that being said, welcome in. We're so glad you're here.
Is now the time that I say that I don't like onions?
You don't like onions?
I'm not a fan of onions.
Really?
Isn't that weird?
That genuinely surprises me. You seem like an onion man.
Really? That is offensive. I take offense to that.
I don't know why I would just assume that Jason was an onion man.
I take offense to that.
Speaking of offense, welcome in.
Welcome in, everybody.
Mo, bro, onions make me poop. Thank you, Hoosier, for that information.
Wow.
I love your honesty,
Really?
and I'm here for it. I don't...
Onions make you
Hoosier?
poop?
I don't know about that one.
I don't know that I believe that.
That's a very... Lumberjack Tim's asking, what about putting this guy on a base? He doesn't really have a base. Lord Bzz here.
He needs one.
He would need a fun base.
He needs a base, that's for sure.
But now, okay, help me out here. Is Lord Bzz a majestical fly? As in, he's massive like a human, or is he the size of a fly?
Well, that was one of the things we talked about.
Would
you have to do the base at some sort of scale?
You'd have to have him like on like a barnyard floor or something with massive hay around him. I don't know, something like that.
Or he's on a larger pile of poop?
Yeah, I don't know.
He could be on like a big pile of poop.
Kenny says, onions are poison to me, literally. Interesting. Never heard that, Kenny.
Onions can be poison to everybody. Onions absorb bacteria very readily. So one of the things to do if you're sick, not feeling good, is you cut an onion in half and you put it in a bowl with a little bit of water and you set it next to your bed. You will be disgusted the next morning when you wake up as it sucks all the bacteria you're breathing out of the air. It will be black. Like, if you've ever done this, you'll literally have a black onion in a pool of water. It's disgusting. But it works. It drags it. Potatoes do the same thing. This is why when you eat potato salad, a lot of people blame, like, if it's, like, made with mayonnaise or something. They say, oh, my God, the mayonnaise is bad. Literally, mayonnaise can't hurt you, I don't think. But the onion and the potato are what get you.
Interesting.
Because if you use, like, if they leave the onion or the potato out at the restaurant in the air, and the bacteria from the air that's just natural collects in them. They're just like magnets for it, and then they cut it up and they serve it to you. Now you have a chance to get sick. Yeah, onions and potatoes, two of the things that you have to be most cautious of in life because they suck the bacteria into them.
Onions and potatoes in my soup. Monkeys and bananas, loop-de-loop.
That's not a thing.
No free pub. Oh, Jason, it might be a thing. Who knows? I've got many references in the back of my mind.
But yeah, onions can be poisonous to anybody.
Kenny's allergic. Allergic to all food in the onion family. Ah, the onion family. They own a lot of land.
Knew them well.
You know what? It's a Friday. That's
what does that
right.
mean?
This is a Friday of good fortune. We're having a hobby day here at HQ.
We are.
It's going to be a fun time.
We are. A lot of people are staying for it, I think.
Yeah. I got to set up lights. I'm gonna have like a priming station if anybody needs something primed.
I'm just literally gonna hang out and tell jokes and harass
Jason,
people.
you have to hobby.
I don't have to.
You
do
could build your.
You know what the quickest way to make sure I don't do something is to tell me I have to do it, Christopher.
Jason.
Don't Jason me.
Jason, how are you?
Jason me.
Mark Dockery says, is the next model still planned to be the girl in the swimsuit? I missed a couple streams.
I thought about bringing her over here. I should have, because I was gonna show it off on stream.
Somebody can go.
Magnus,
help us, somebody.
Hey, Gabe.
Somebody over there. Kenny, you're on stream. Kenny, have somebody bring over the model in Jason's office. There's a girl. I need to
put it together.
Have Gabe
bring that over here.
Philip, it's in his office. You'll see it. It's on his desk. Monkeys and bananas, loop-de-loop.
Shush you.
Why, Jason?
Because I told you to, and I own the joint. That's it. That's all I need. That's the only threat I need, Christopher.
Thank you. He's not on your side right now. He told me to keep going. I won't.
Damn it.
Avian, thank you for those bits. Speaking of bits.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome in, everybody. Avian, we appreciate those bits. We appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to have a beautiful hobby day today. Phil, get off the bikini girl. Devin, I'm watching you. I was hoping to see. Yes, we are. Next week, we are going to start on the Surfer Gal. There's going to be a lot of skin tutorials next week, so be prepared. Mark Dockery says, "I always get chalky textures. I'm the same way, so I'm very
with skin.
excited.
Are you're glazing a lot of bright colors?
You talk about the glazing too.
All three pieces. Yes.
Philip Dickinson, new guy Phil.
I don't even know if I'm in this.
You're
Thank
not,
you, sir.
but you wave to me, and that's all that matters.
This
Thank
model is so well treated after the fact. They smooth everything out, sand it all down.
That's Philip. Oh, excuse me.
Did he just kiss you?
Oh, wow.
There's no kissing in this office.
I'm cold and alone. Wow, I'm all dastardly inside. Oh my! This is a very cool model, and I don't say that inappropriately. I say it as she's a dope model. Oh, okay, she's doing that. She's like looking for the waves.
She's shading her eyes so she can see the surf coming in.
That's so cool.
Right?
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a perfect skin tutorial.
Yeah. So lots of skin and then a big freehand area with that longboard.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you gonna do on that longboard? What do you think?
I don't know. We're gonna paint the skin first because I've been having a hard time on what I would want to paint on the surfboard. I'm gonna look at a lot of surfboards to see what makes sense. But there's also a world where you can do the whole. She doesn't have to be. She doesn't have to be human. This could be like alien skin. I think it makes sense for us to use the tutorial because of the amount of skin on display that we should use the tutorial to do just, like a
human skin.
Good kind of suntanned Caucasian skin out of it. Just because I think that's going to give us the best overall tutorial stuff.
Yeah.
But
and then apply it to everything else.
Yeah, but it could be, like she could have tattoos. She could have, scars. She could have Band-Aids on her. She could do whatever she wanted to do. And then then it would allow me to kind of put the surfboard into world with her. I just need to figure all that out.
Panic Bomb's asking, are you going to make the board look waxed up?
Waxed up? No. I mean, I don't know. It has has that kind of weird. We could glaze that on there, but probably not. I'm probably just going to paint it as if she's more of a poster girl for the surfboard, not actually using the surfboard. Because I'm going to spend more time with the freehand. I would like to do something like, it'd be cool to do like a stripe down it and then like a circle with a logo.
Yeah, something.
And just come up with our own surfboard logo on it.
Yeah, monument surfboard.
So I was thinking like, a single color big stripe down the middle of it, and then bisecting all of that would be kind of like a circle or a shape with a fun logo in it.
See, that'll be a great.
Oh, we could do our new paint bottle logo. I could do the new paint bottle character on it.
You could.
Oh, look out!
You could.
Look out. Oh,
it's a very cool model, and I think you all really like it because most of it is skin.
Very nice.
Right?
Very nice.
It'll be very interesting.
No, it's a great model. From Kaha Miniatures.
No, it's not. Yeah, Kruger is from Kaha Miniatures. Devin says, wandering thumbs there. Hey, take it easy, everybody.
Oh, they're going to joke about the whole thing, right? Because it's like you can tell where the mold lines are on the thing. They cleaned them up really nice.
I was about to say, that's a very clean looking model.
Yeah, they cleaned them up very nice. The secondary process they've done with like sanding the mold lines down, I haven't done any work on this, and there's only a couple places. It's like an unfortunate little divot on her breast that I'll have to scrape clean. Otherwise, it'll be it's actually like a cut line or something on the breast there.
It's cool though. I think the tutorial of showing people how to do a lot of skin like that will be dope because even that El Tonio Tigre, the glazing of the face, now you can see this in full body.
Yeah,
essentially.
Exactly. Correct. Correct.
Why is my wife on stream? Says Kruger. Hey,
whoa,
yo,
hey, whoa!
Hey.
Did she get paid for modeling for that?
Whoa, pixelated square on them cheeks. Hey, yo. Okay, you only get a couple of those. I'll keep these hooligans at bay.
Well, that's the thing, right? We're gonna paint something that is all like almost nude bathing suit woman. You guys have to behave yourselves.
You have to behave, or we'll cancel. We'll cancel it. We'll shut it down. No, that's okay because the metaphor of next week will be. I am the essentially the fortress wall, keeping the hordes at bay, and Jason is the little village inside doing all the work. So
this just keeps getting weirder.
This might actually be a better analogy now that I'm really processing this in my mind.
Oh, are we off the boat now?
Off the boat. That's not how the song goes, but don't off the boat, baby, rock the boat. Tip the boat over.
The bad thing is that I knew exactly what song you were talking about.
Off the boat. Dumb question. Never a dumb question, says Thick Wizard Productions.
Except from that one guy.
Dumb question. Any tips for using black brush on primer? Black brush on primer. It's amazing if you haven't tried it.
Tips?
Yeah.
No, just maybe a little bit of moisture on the brush. Don't thin it too much. Paint it on. Done.
Don't off the
It
boat,
really
baby.
is it is really that easy. It will give you problems if you start to thin it a lot, only because you will thin down the polyurethane that makes it a primer, so don't thin it very much. But no, it's really simple.
Game delay. Hey, we appreciate you. Clearly, I've been gone for too long because there's three handsome men on this screen. Hey, welcome back, Game delay. We've missed you. Ghost Hunter, next week is Christmas in July at Monument Hobbies. Yes.
No.
Christmas in July.
No, that's not till the 25th.
We potentially might do it on the 24th or the 25th.
So let me just take a step back and say July is going to be a ridiculous month for you guys. We don't hardly ever do any giveaways, but it represents both our company birthdays in July.
2 giveaways.
And we'll be doing a big giveaway for the company birthday on July 4th, which is actually July 3rd, because July 4th is on a day we're closed.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, so we were going to have a big giveaway for Monument's birthday, and we'll announce it on socials again. July 3rd. Mark it down, everybody. Next week, July 3rd, we're going to do Monument Hobbies giveaway.
That's next
birthday.
Thursday, right?
That's next Thursday. And then Jen and I were talking about it today. Our potential big company meeting might be on the actual 25th, so we might do a Christmas Eve in July, Christmas Day for the following day, right? So it'll either be on the 24th or 25th, so keep an eye out. But there will be a Christmas in July White Elephant giveaway, which is actually going to be really fun. How do you feel about that, Jason?
I'm actually excited for it now that you guys have turned it into something super fun like that. Initially, I'm like, no, why is there Christmas in July? What is that? That's just being pushy. That's just trying to create nonsense.
Hey.
And then Jen came to the rescue, and she said, but what if? I have this idea. And I was like, that wins, because that will sow chaos.
Yeah.
And I'm about it.
It's going to be so fun. So Mark
Chat is going to be very
24th.
thankful that you are not sitting next to each other, because I think fisticuffs would break out if chat were allowed to be together during this.
Essentially,
I think it's gonna be great.
Jen's idea is that we're going to do a White Elephant giveaway. What that means is that we're going to have some gifts over on, we're going to set up a little set over here. And then if you win, you can do the tickets. If you win, you get to pick a prize. And then the next winner gets to either pick another prize and open it or steal yours. It's going to be brutal.
And, those things can be great or horrendous, and it's all governed by the people taking part. And because chat, I know it's going to be horrendous.
Who knows what's going to happen?
I know it's going to be horrendous.
But remember, before that is going to be Monument Hobbies' birthday on July 3rd, next week, next Thursday, because we have 4th off. Yeah, game delay. Is July 4th ever on a day you're not closed? Sometimes.
No.
It's
because we
always
take July 4th off.
Right, but it's sometimes been on like a Saturday.
But we're closed.
That is true. Oh, good point. I see what you did there. That's high-level math that you just did.
Well,
that's disgusting. I love it, says Paint Liquor. Yes, it's going to be a fun day. And who knows what we'll have on Monument Hobbies' birthday. Who knows? You're just going to have to show up. Tell your friends. July 3rd. Ghost Hunter says, watching Jason's stream is all the reward I need.
See? Aww. That's why I love you. This
Thank you, Ghost
is
Hunter.
why I love you.
Ghost Hunter, I miss you so much when you went without your Discord numbers.
Jeez.
You're like, I'm busy, man. And I'm like, I'm looking over here. I'm like, open up Discord. I'm like, where's Ghost Hunter when I need him?
He's abandoned us. He abandons us. Leaves us by the side of the road, fend for ourselves in the cold and the rain.
Devin, there is no Saturday stream, so you can't miss Saturday streams. Oh, I see what you say. You miss Saturday streams. Hey, I've put it out there.
Chris did come into my office and offer up if we wanted to actually do a July 4th stream.
It's for the people.
On Friday.
I did.
So I have to give him props. He was willing to take one for the team, and I said, no, Chris, it's important to me that we have our days off. We need to be refreshed.
That's right.
fully charged.
I wanted it because I was like, you know what? Would this help the people? Would the people like this? Game Delay says that subtle color change on the head makes Lord Bzz look almost leathery. Yeah, I do like that workup. The fly skin workup he did yesterday, I think came out great. Do you concur, Doctor?
I like it.
That's a very doctor response.
I like it. It's a little too soon. We need to give it a little bit of time, but I'd like to see it back in here next Tuesday, and then
we'll go from there.
But
get a little bit more exercise.
Charge by the visit.
A little bit more exercise. Take 2 of these in the morning and call.
I charge by the visit.
Ghost Hunter says, I'm still living in an Airbnb. I'm lucky to have internet. Oh, because you're moving or you got relocated or something. I remember now. I didn't realize you were in Airbnb. Wearing powdered wigs and colonial outfits? Question mark. Boo-ray. I don't know where that came from, but okay. Oh, Avian has a question. Question to Monument, Hobbies, and chat. Suggestions on getting internet reference pictures to actually get photos as opposed to game screen caps, painting, drawings, etc. It all depends, Avian. What are you looking for? Google.
Wait. Suggestions on getting internet reference pictures to get actual photos as opposed to game screen caps, painting, drawings, etc.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Avian?
I mean, I just Google what I'm looking for and I get, ta-da.
Google. It's a brand new technology.
I don't know what you mean. You're saying that the things you're Googling, you're only getting like digital stuff and not real photos?
Yeah.
Add the word photo, right?
That's a good point.
I think that's the thing, right? Because you can say like steel ball photo.
Oh.
If you do steel ball, and it's kind of drowned skin.
Oh.
Even better if you can not get put on a list. Drowned skin is probably something that you're like...
you want to know, I have actually a great reference for that. It's the 50th anniversary of Jaws. And if you go and watch, I just watched Jaws like 2 nights ago, and there's a scene where they're like go down in the boat and the guy's drowned.
Oh, and the head.
Yeah, it's
bobs
it's
up.
actually drowned skin. So, that's a great actual photo. But I added the word photo, not a. Oh, yeah, check it out, Avian. Drowned skin.
I mean, you could get, you can get pretty detailed in your Google searching. This is a little unsettling to have to think this way, but you could literally be like, drowned body coroner photo.
Yeah.
Would be what I would do if you want real flesh.
If you're looking for hyper realistic,
you're gonna get hyper realistic. So
be
ready.
It.
Be ready.
I'll take the digital photo.
But yeah, just do it like that. Drowned body coroner photo. We joke about being on a list. Who cares? What are you gonna do?
If you are going for something hyper realism, you don't know what it looks like. You have to look it up. That's just the law of the law. Whatever I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I type stuff like that all the time. Sometimes my searches are with a plus and minus like literally super long.
Yep.
And it will limit the amount of stuff I get, but usually it's right on. Google's really good with that stuff, especially now when they have their like AI search algorithm stuff. Yeah. It's out there farming for you. So I tend to never really feel like I'm not able to, and I just add or subtract words as I go, and I always get what I want. So I think Google is the choice.
Watt says, Avian, hate to tell you, you're already on several lists.
Yeah. I was going to say, to me, it's
Hail Lord Bzz. Yes.
Star Trek, what's going on?
We're painting Lord Bzz today. I think this is it. This could be the last day for Lord Bzz.
I don't know. Are you counting the amount of facets on those eyes?
What are you going to do with the facets?
I got to paint them.
What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I got to paint every single facet on those eyes. I have to highlight every single facet on those eyes.
All right. Get to work.
That's what I'm doing. Here we go.
You're painting the facets on the eyes. Okay.
Here we go.
I applaud you.
Pale freaking yellow.
Pale freaking yellow. And this is where
Actually, we got to paint a little bit of poop first.
Well, no. If you're going to be painting poop, I have to record this bit. Now, Jason.
Why?
Jason.
Why? There's nothing special about painting this little poop pile. Versus anything else I painted, now you got to record?
First of all.
The other stuff that I've been doing hasn't been important enough to do this with, but now the poop pile for some reason comes shining through?
First of all, I am offended. Second of all.
My sensibilities are offended.
Like I said earlier, who is We want precision.
Chat, can you just type no anytime Chris talks for me, please? I'm kind of liking this new thing we got.
We want precision tracking when it comes to what people are searching for. And we want, okay, that's the warm brown, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you walk us through what you're doing here? But
I'm painting poop.
Do it in a very natural geographic kind of way.
So, when out in the wild, when we come across a pile of poop cake, we must make sure that we can tell the health of the animal. The way to do this in your tracking diary is to note down the color and temperature of the poop cake. If the poop cake is a nice, delicious, warm brown, then it probably means you are tracking a healthy animal.
Can you go more into the consistency?
We are looking for a creamy yet solid consistency.
Yeah. Okay.
It is typically a little harder in the beginning and then becomes creamy towards the end. Hence, the nice little peak that it gives. Almost like soft serve.
Wad says, I don't know what the big deal is. Jason paints poo all the time.
Whoa.
Kidding, of course. Love your face. Wad,
Whoa.
You can't get out of that one.
Whoa, dude.
You can't get out of that fast. I'm so sorry.
Dude. Whoa.
Non-metallic meatball says, what are the odds that there's a reference photo of poop off screen? There's not. It's 0 to 1. And Jason does ask me to...
I am not going to let him pull up photos of poop.
Jason does ask me for references. And like, Chris, I'd like this as a reference for later on stream. And he sends me this thing. And I'm like, whoa!
There have been a couple where you've been like, whoa.
I'm like, oh, this is a great example.
What is going on here?
Thick Wizard Production says, hey, Jason, how was your vacation? Oh, that makes my day. He had a great time.
I'm shifting this poop to yellow now because of that comment. Orange brown.
Gross. I'm recording this bit, and you best believe this is going to be a tutorial how to paint poop. You're welcome, world. Because nobody out there has done it. Well, or are afraid to. I don't know. I mean, it's built-in clickbait. Want to learn how to paint a poo? It's what's in the video. It's not even clickbait. Oh, it's getting warmer. Keep going. Tell us more about this.
I don't know what else to say. I'm
No,
just putting some color. I'm adding some more warmth to the poop.
Tell me how you're highlighting the poo right now. Really
Stippling.
get into it.
I'm stippling. I'm giving it texture.
Okay. Where's the texture come from?
From the brush.
Well, I'm
from fiber.
I'm talking about the stool.
This is a very fiber-rich little poo cake. This is the kind of thing that is healthy for a Lord. He needs his fiber, right?
Oh my gosh, this is great. I can't wait. Brian's going to have a heyday with this tutorial. You best believe I'm putting it on my notes.
It's a little fiber.
How much fiber do you think he got?
Probably just enough.
Boo-Ray says, are you going to glaze on transparent white to make it one of those dried out ones?
Oh, whoa. This is nothing but the freshest for our boy.
It's steamy. Yes, Star Strike it. It is steamy. Game like, can you paint a tiny fly on the poo held by a big fly? That would be fun. Metagaming.
That would be fun.
Put up little tutorial or an ad. Yes. We'll just set that as a YouTube ad.
Keep how to paint a little bit poo. More orange brown into the mix here while Chris is having fun over there, not talking about painting while I'm painting.
You're painting poo. Get one more detail. I need more detail.
I'm stippling.
Okay.
We are making this a pleasant little healthy nutrition filled poo cake for Lord BZZT. Because a busy Lord needs to make sure that he not only gets his calories, but his vitamins. And so this particular poo cake is like a daily vitamin, right? It's like a men's all-in-one
Okay.
supplement.
Panic Bomb says Procro paints the best, hands down. Nice. No corn, says Christopher Watkins. Wilkins, not Watkins. Christopher Watkins.
Christopher Walken came in?
What?
Okay, so when to fly.
I'm really excited that you're painting this poo. Where is that poo from? Game delay? Great question.
The poo bar.
Okay, so we determined it was from a buffet.
I've determined that it's from a buffet.
Derpstick says, watch the VOD where Jason painted the boots on his fly friend. Gonna have to get that Nicolazzo, that glaze you made with it, and the burnt umber looked great.
So good, right? Easy and just works. Yeah, so a little bit of stippling. I want a little bit of texture laid in there.
Really get into it.
I took a little bit longer on my morning routine today to prep for this.
I can't wait to take a shot of this with our macro lens here in the studio.
That just really no comment? Just really?
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about how I was going to...
Really?
Okay. I was really thinking and really focused on how I was going to take a shot of the poo. I'm sorry. What was you saying about your morning routine? Something about, like, I don't know, coming to work or something? I'm coming here on my morning routine. See, you guys like that? Because I get to bounce in my chair, I can be like, I'm walking.
Avian, thank you. Avian says, I saw how the ball was set on that one, right? Right?
I missed.
Right? What the heck?
Tree Bear, great question. How did you, I missed how you did the eye texture. Is that hand done? Or did you use a stencil? Totally hand done. Yeah. Do not look on...
Hand done.
Hold, please. Hold.
It was done with a airbrush texture.
Go look on June 18th.
I went and bought this much.
June 17th.
I went and spent all of this year's profit for Monument Hobbies on this very rare bolt of material, of which I have a yard of now.
Bolt of material.
So that I could take this much of said material and peg it to the eye and airbrush titanium white on there to set the backdrop, as it were. Booyah. Took us about 10 minutes.
I can't believe you just threw that away like you had an opportunity.
How's the ball? What's going on?
You had an opportunity there.
Had an opportunity for what?
To say that it was hand done.
I did say it was hand done, and then I told the truth. It was still done by hand.
You can't handle the truth.
I operated with my hands.
Speaking of operating with hands...
Jeez.
Welcome in, everybody. We're painting up some Lord Bzz today. This is the final day with Lord Bzz.
He doesn't know that.
I keep saying that because I need to affirm.
He's trying to drive it home, but I'm not sure I'm ready to accept that this is the Lord of the last day.
I'm still recording the poo bit, so I'm going to need a little bit more from you. What are you doing now?
I'm painting another part other than the poo.
Jason, what do you mean?
You got to keep up, dude.
Aren't you going to do more on the poo?
No.
What?
Isn't it done?
I thought you were going to do little sprinkles or little pieces of corn. Or
I am going to paint sprinkles on it, yeah.
That's okay. What I'm about to say is kind of bad, so I get it, but I'm actually being truthful. That poo looks good. So, there you go.
Why is that bad?
It's not bad. I just, you know what I mean. Like, it just...
Like if somebody just walked in here...
Yeah, it actually does look like you did a good job on the poo. The stippling really gets me.
If somebody just walked in for their first time into the Monument Hobbies stream and it said, that poo looks good. Welcome, everybody.
Papa. Thank you, Papa Chicken. You know, Chris, what does a poppity poopity sound like when a Papa Chicken pops a chicken?
Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
What does it sound like when you pop a chicken?
Horrible, crying out for safety. Something horrible. Papa Chicken says, you know, Chris, I had a witty insult that would have made little Billy proud. But since it's your birthday this year, you're silly. I'll just say this instead. Welcome, where have you been? And speaking of where have you been, we are so glad you're here and you have chose Monument Hobbies as your viewing pleasure this afternoon. It is 2:35 Mountain Standard Time here in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's a beautiful 105 degrees Fahrenheit outside.
105.
I wouldn't touch the asphalt with your bare feet. You might get 30-degree burns.
105 degrees.
Is it 105?
I don't know. You just said it. I'm just going off of you.
My little appy, it is literally 105. It says, extreme heat warning. Don't go outside or you might die. Drink lots of water and pray to the sun gods that they don't take your life. So, yeah. This is Mountain Standard Time. Devin says, can we please just call it not stupid time? Fair. Harsh, but fair.
Harsh, but fair.
Right.
Jason's gonna... Tonight may be the night where we have to get Chris drunk.
Oh, because you've got the weapons.
They've been sitting in this office for years.
Okay. Yes, Ghost Hunter, thank you for the clarification. Mountain Standard Time is not an oil company. It is a unit of measurement of time here in the United States of America. And speaking of time, it is the top and the bottom of the hour.
It is not a measurement.
Where are your kids?
It is not a unit of measurement.
It's 10 p.m. Where are your children?
Oh, my God.
Are they watching Monument Hobbies? Are they learning how to paint? Are they learning how to put paint on the model? I hope to God they are.
I hope to God they are.
Our God's a funny God. Our God's a fun God. Rah, rah, rah. That's hilarious, Game Delay. Jason, that's some really good on that hand right there.
Poop.
I know. I had to censor what I was saying.
It's poop. I don't think I need to highlight the poop anymore, do I?
Of course you do.
What?
I need a little bit more. Give me like another minute on that poop. Can you do that for me?
Why? Okay. Because a Lord only wants and needs the freshest of poop cakes.
Oh, gosh.
We have to have just a little bit of shine on here.
All right.
Right? We're going to dial up the heat one more step.
Dial up the heat.
One more step.
Yikes.
And do just a little bit along the edge.
Perfect.
The rim, as we say.
That's good. That's good.
Right there at the peak.
That's good. Oh yeah. That's good. Warm. Steamy. Nice job, Jason.
Wow, you are really making this awkward.
No, I could make it way more awkward. I won't do that to you. Toss some red bell pepper bits in there, says Game Delay. Okay. We're going to put some sprinkles. You got to put the sprinkles on there for me. That's what I'm really waiting for. Because then I can call it a cupcake. So right now it's just a piece of poo-poo. I need it to have some sprinkles so it becomes cake, Jason.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What are you going to do for the sprinkles?
Welp. I have to think about this for a second.
What are you going to do? How are you going to do this?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
If it's as easy.
How does one put sprinkles?
We're going to put sprinkles on the poop. They're going to be at scale because we talked about doing like big ones and stuff. It doesn't make sense. It's not that big of a thing. Right?
Okay, yeah. So what color is this?
Some bright colors. I'm going to take bright pale yellow because that'll be kind of the white sprinkle.
Okay.
I'm going to take some bright green.
I'm going to switch over to the palette so that people can see these bright colors you're doing. Okay.
I think
I can successfully say if we did end up making this tutorial that we have covered many subjects and we don't want any subject to not go uncovered. Correct? Poo glazing? Kind of. This is the sprinkles.
And I think some dark hot pink.
Nice choice. All right.
I think that's good.
Just the green.
I don't want blues because we have blues on the armor.
No blue? I think that's
No.
good. Hey, Jason, great job, dude.
No. Yeah. All right. Cool. Here we go.
There he goes. Now, really make this one really ultra centered for me. I'm gonna get in real close right there. You like that?
Makes you focus better.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
Look at that texture on that poop, by the way. Right.
Oh, just a little dot, a little dabble, do you? These are the definitions of the doots and the deets. Perfect.
Ah.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfections. Doot your poop. Yes, that's right, Treebeard. Jason, this is coming out way better than I thought it would, or what I could have ever imagined. I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, just... I don't want to say like Picasso or...
I mean, I give him a run for the money.
I don't want to say, Leonardo. I mean, my goodness. And the green? Can you come up just a little for me?
Oh. I have to leave it on the table, so...
Oh, okay, I'm going to do it here.
No, you can pop back in. I'll just
Perfect.
move it over here.
Yeah.
So I've got to keep the tip loaded fairly heavy duty because I need a lot of paint to sit to make the dot on each of these.
Oh, it's just perfection. Picasso, thank you, that Chai Cat. That Chai Cat, that's perfect. Now, I will say this. Your hand does, like, look at your thumb palette really quick. That kind of does look like sherbet ice cream. Right? Look at your, I'm not even kidding. The green, maybe not as much, but you got the vanilla, you got the strawberry, you got the chocolate. Wow, this is just glorious. And all of its, oh, come on, dude. What else do you want, chat? What literally?
You know what else I want?
Challenge everybody out in the world to find another place in time where a grown man is painting sprinkles on a poo that a fly is holding who has armor on June 27th. Wow. This is perfect. Tell your friends. Everybody get in here. Pikmin, welcome in. Get everybody, gather around. Tell people, send the link. This is history. No, I just need to think of a title for this.
I mean, it doesn't write itself.
Oh, it will. How to paint poop with sprinkles.
I was going to say,
the best.
I don't know you really have to go much further than that.
The best tutorial ever.
That is hilarious, by the way.
Wow. Just a work of art. Is there any more tips you would give to the people about painting sprinkles onto a surface like this?
Honey, these are just the base coats.
Honey, these are just the base coats. We're getting into the highlighting. The Michelangelo of poop, says Darth Maul.
I don't know that this is what I wanted to be known for, but...
Hey, it is what it is, as the kids would say.
Not what the kids say.
I am so happy for you right now. You are making history. I hope you know that, Jason. You are making painting history. A man of your caliber has decided to give the people, we the people, what they want at all times. We sacrifice here. How do you feel? Oops, I dropped something.
Oops, I dropped something.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good.
You feeling good about this?
I'm doing good.
It looks phenomenal. Oh, blackwash. Oh, we're getting deep. Where else can we find a man painting a
It's a work of shart, he says.
It's a work of shart.
That's hilarious.
That's going. That I gotta write that down because that is going on the thumbnail. It's a work of shart. We do this for you, chat.
Oh, we do it for something.
Jason did not wake up this morning and say, maybe I should paint some sprinkles on this poo. Oh, what are you doing now? What are you doing, Jason?
I'm shading the sprinkles.
Tell us more.
I need to give them a little bit of depth. We're doing a little bit of drop shadow on each sprinkle.
Wow. For all of you who are new to the stream, we're really glad you're here. And I said that with a question mark.
With a question mark?
Not as in we're really glad you're here. It's more of like a nice day, nice first day. We do paint models on this channel. A lot of good models, Jason. And when I mean we paint models, we all paint them with Jason.
Or I do. Well,
in this case, I can't take any of this credit. This is all yours.
They look like they're three-dimensional.
I love the accomplishment of sound in your voice. No, they look three-dimensional. Thank God. This is peak content, people out there. It does not get any better than this. Papa Chicken says, like a donut, but a dung nut. A dung nut. I like that. Papa Chicken, you're welcome.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
What does it sound like when you pop a chicken?
I would think the sound sounds like what you're painting right now. Yeah. These sprinkles are getting really 3D. Dang. Perfect. Now, I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I want people to see the scale we're working at here. There you go. That's our 3-foot rule for this guy. So if y'all needed to know that, and then now we're here. So, jumping the shot here after the innocent donut. Yes, this is. I can't wait to show Lucas this. He's going to be astounded. Thick Wizard Production says, off topic, but I'd love to see the Monument crew play D&D. The vibes would be great. One of these days we could. We have teased that before.
Yeah, we've thought about doing something like that, just because we really do. I mean, you can see that as a group, these guys have tons of fun.
It would be a fun time.
We have a blast together most of the days when I'm not yelling at people. And
honestly,
we found that those types of things nobody ever really tunes in, and
yeah,
we are still, even after all these years, we're still human, and we feel like, wow, well, if people don't like it, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, Kenny. Oh, a hint. Wouldn't mind wondering one from stream. Yeah, it would be cool. Could be fun. I'm spoiled on how Chance gets all the minis, and because we could do that with minis and like set up a board, you could do it really well. We would have fun. We'd have to do it, but if it's a one-off, it would have to be a long stream, right? But I can't derail us here because right now history is being made for all of you in the back, right? As I punch in, you'll see that Jason has now added 3-dimensional attributes to the sprinkles on the poo. And, yeah, God bless America. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm proud. I'm proud. And I'm proud to be an American.
I gotta highlight them now, Chris.
Okay, so in detail, please describe to me what you're doing here.
I'm taking bright ivory.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to put just a little doot, as if we could get any smaller, on each of these.
How do you have such precision? Walk us through this. Give us some tips.
It's praying. Lots and lots of prayer, Chris.
My God. That's why he's here, chat. Those are small deets. There it is. You see that, chat, right there in the corner there? Yeah. There it is. That's just perfect. Done a good job here.
They almost look like they're actually on there.
Now,
it's the hardest thing when painting a 2D surface.
Look at
like
this.
It's one thing to do tattoos, but where they are.
Look at that though.
Actually lay flat.
I mean, that's awesome.
But to get them to where you can kind of at least give an illusion of 3 dimension is pretty tough, especially at this scale. This is too tiny to really mess with.
That's okay.
Things.
Any tips on your brush control here?
Making sure that I have a good tripod of support, right? So that the model's supported in my hand. I basically have got my right hand completely around it to hold it still. And my left hand is literally just propping up against the right. See how I'm putting my painting finger on my thumb here? So that I can stabilize stuff?
Yeah.
That way I can get in and just kind of do that little doot. Teeny weeny doot.
Yeah, Philip, there's sprinkles, not corn. Please do not confuse our viewers. And what I mean by confuse, I mean confuse.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about.
I had a kind of
there you go.
I might have died and come back to life there. Now, give me, please, give me a quick little recap of this workup.
So the first thing we wanted to do was make sure we treated it like everything we paint. We gave it a good shadow layer of black brown. Then we worked in a little bit of the burnt sienna on top, give a little warmth to the poop, make it seem a little bit more fresh, a little bit more healthy. And because Lord BZZT doesn't want day-old poop, he likes fresh poop. So we got fresh poop. Then we went into warm brown. Then we took some orange brown and started adding it into the warm brown to bring a little bit more heat into it. Not quite to steamy levels, but just below, just a little kick below. And then finally just a little bit of that orange brown on its own as a highlight around the rim. And then we did the sprinkles, and I chose the bright pale yellow, the bright green, and the dark hot pink as our preferred sprinkle colors. And I just did little nuggets on there with doots. And then I took the black wash, gave it a little frame drop shadow around each of them. And then went back with the bright ivory as a highlight for the pink and the green. The pale yellow ones aren't going to need a highlight because they're already too bright, but it makes it look like those are actually sculpted on there. So it gave it a little bit of good 3 dimension. We've given some texture in with the stippling of the colors on the brown to offset it. So there you go, a nice fresh poop cake for Lord BZZT.
Wow. History in the making. Jason, that was excellent and exceptional.
Papa chicken. What's the difference between brown and petroleum brown, and when would you choose one over the other? So the brown wash is kind of just a pure brown, like a neutral brown wash. It's going to be great for just like dirty shading, where it's kind of just literally like brown dirt. The petroleum brown is more of a sepia. It has yellows and greens to it as well, so it's going to give you that oil stain feel, right? Because oil has almost that iridescence to it. It won't be iridescent, but it gives you a lot more coloring. I always recommend that you keep something around that's painted in a light color and then put a swipe of the washes on them to see what actual color you get, right? Because the petroleum brown and the brown are 2 totally different colors. And it's really just up to you as to where you'd use them. How dirty do you want it to look? The petroleum brown is going to have a little bit more grimy feel to it because of the greens and yellows.
Jason, Great job.
I'm disgusted with yourself because you think it looks appetizing. I would totally eat that right
Well,
now.
it
the way
looks-
I've painted it makes me feel like those chocolate donuts that are chocolate on
Little-
top of chocolate,
yeah.
right? Because it just is like the chocolate cake with the chocolate icing and then the sprinkles. Like, dude, come on now.
I'm embarrassed. I had my moments of doubt when the sprinkled dudes first went on, but I should have trusted Jason to full commit to the ridiculous in the best way. That's what I'm saying. We give you the best options here, Game Delay. We do not half butt anything. We full butt.
With both cheeks.
Both cheeks.
We are both cheeks in around Monument Hobbies.
When we ask for
whether
content.
it be camels on feet.
That's right.
Or toes, so to speak.
Camels on toes.
I still think that's the great, right? Like, we took it and we were like, okay, so here's how you do a unit camel on the toe.
That's great. My goodness. Oh, boy.
We got to keep it light, right? You got to keep it light and airy, like that poop cake.
It looks kind of
I feel like it would be...
It tastes like a Little Debbie.
It would be moist.
Yeah, that's a Little Debbie product.
It wouldn't be, but not like a dried out one. Not like a gas station on the side of Route 66 late at night where you grab some zingers and they're like, oh, it's like eating sawdust.
It's definitely the double chocolate donut with sprinkles.
Yeah, I feel like it's...
Wow.
I feel like it's fresh.
Speaking of sprinkles... Welcome in, everybody.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for it, Chris. You bypassed me.
It's okay. If you're just now tuning in, you have missed history in the making. Rewind this VOD and be amazed because we painted some poop and we put some sprinkles on the poop and we made them three-dimensional. What else you want, world? I don't know. What else you want, America? Papa Chicken says, this is a that I know doesn't stink. Papa Chicken, what do you sound like when you pop?
What do you sound like when you pop?
Oh, my goodness.
Time for a little bit of magenta wash.
Oh, now back to reality. That was the equivalent of defusing a bomb for everybody out there who are now on the edge of their seats. Wow.
That took some concentration, man.
It did, and I'm over
55. The little doots and deets are really hard for me these days.
I can't
gotta be honest with you, man. This is not as easy as it used to be.
And with me sitting over here, I don't know how you get anything done.
Me either.
To be totally honest. And I'm not even joking.
Me either.
I got to back up. Wow. Ugh, just history in the making. I've got no words after that. I'm actually really just wanting sherbet ice cream because of how your palate is looking now. Your thumb palate looks like a dessert. Houdini 7, California has just banned the use of deets in public.
As they should.
This just in, California has just banned the uses of deets in public.
We are taking the wash and painting it right over the pink. I use just regular pink for the highlights. And a little bit of the magenta wash right over those pink highlights to bring them back into the fold of the royal purple and colors that we've used to paint the cloth, but not to get rid of our highlight. I just wasn't completely happy with how bright the pink was. So this will help me control that just a little.
Game Delay says, I need a smoke break after that, and I don't even smoke. Yeah. We all need a break. Panic Bob says, that's fine, but they'll have to pry dudes from my cold, dead hands.
My cold, dead hands.
Man, that dessert is looking good. I love the little green, the little like hint of lime or something you've got in that dessert. Great. The sherbet.
It's a poop cake.
Yeah, something. It's that orange brown that really tied it in for me.
Oh, over on my thumb.
Yeah.
That's really gross that you look at that that's like making you hungry.
No, reframe it. Reframe it in your mind. Look at that. It's like sherbet. It's like with the tricolor ice cream. What's it called? It has a specific name. Tri ice cream. What is the name? It has a name.
Yes, it does. It'll come to you.
What's it called? Classic trio. Like called something
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan. That's what it is. That's so Neapolitan. Thank you, North Rex. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, the people, for staying with us during that
struggle
painting of poop. Speaking of Neapolitans, we're glad you're here and welcome in. This is Monument Hobbies. We make the beautiful paint that Jason's using right now.
That is perfection. Look at this shoulder and how now all of it comes together the way we want. And see, this one was just a little too bright. It makes it a little shinier than I want when that color gets that bright on there for the highlight.
Sprinkles.
So even just the edge highlights or the textures that we have, you know, you need to control that brightness. And this wash, the magenta wash, just in the case of what we're doing here, helps tremendously because it's like made for this. It's almost like I designed it this way.
I think you did do it that way, Jason. I think you've done this. I think you've been here before and it looks good. Now you just need to do the facets on the eyes for the next month.
You see what I'm avoiding is this is complete.
Hey,
and utter
you're like,
avoidance.
this magenta wash looks really good here. Now
I'm painting everything except for the highlights on the eyes. The highlights on the eyes are like 50 million more.
What? Where are you gonna highlight?
Of the sprinkles on the poop. That's what it is.
Where are you going to highlight?
Well, towards the light on every facet.
Every facet?
Yeah.
Why every facet?
Because some of them get mad if you don't paint them.
What if you did it on just some of them? Would that be...
Well, then the others would look unpainted, wouldn't they?
Well, doesn't it already have highlights built in with the color that you have?
Some, yeah. But
I'm
they're
trying
not
to help
consistent
you.
with the rest of the model.
I'm trying to help you, Jason.
Well, you're not working.
Well, you're not working. It's not going to do it.
Not working.
Well, I tried. That's the definition of dudes and deeds. I think, Jason, sprinkling on the poo seems a little overkill. That's what we're all about, though, Treebeard. I agree with you.
Sprinkling on the poo is overkill. What?
That's the whole point, Treebeard. Brittany, welcome in. I love that little poop emoji. I don't know where that came from, but I want it. Is that your poo? I like that little poo. All right. Killed that one.
What?
Brittany put a little poo emoji right here, and it's like, it's something that I want. You could make it a poo emoji. No, it's too much. The world can't handle that. He can't now put little tiny eyes and little cheeks on that poo.
That would be hilarious.
Be hilarious, but also too much. We already have gotten our content out of the poo, everybody, and you're welcome. We do anything and everything for you here. Example-wise, nothing goes untried. Hours of content. And now there's an hour of at least painting a poo with sprinkles. So, I don't know what else you want.
It only took me a handful of minutes.
It was an hour.
That was not an hour.
It was exactly an hour.
It was not an hour.
I was like, hey, Jason, how you doing? You're like, do. This poo's going to take me an hour.
It didn't take me an hour.
Probably about 59 minutes.
It did not take me 59 minutes to paint those sprinkles, dude.
Oh, it was a long time.
It felt like a long time.
It did.
Just because you and your freaking blabbering in the background while
I
I'm
had
trying to paint.
I have to keep you on task. I have to keep you
focused. Because
focused.
that's the problem around here is keeping me on task. Because I get like chasing butterflies in left field, is it?
I have to keep you on the train, the tracks, the water, the ocean.
Yes,
all of it.
Definitely. I apologize, Chad. I hate that I'm always going off task.
I have to say, Jason, tell me what this poo's all about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have to prompt.
I hate that I'm such a struggle to work with.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. We're back. None of that. Jason, you're a good man. You know that? How was that vacation? That's it for me, folks. And good night. There you go. There goes my camera. Now I'm back in the dark. I'm back. Brittany says colors and highlights are coming along nicely.
Oh, thank you.
Game Delay just said, I just went back in the VOD. Absolutely heard Jason say, do, gonna paint some poo. Jason, what would that sound like if he said it out loud? And for the people. Oh, gosh. Game Delay. Sorry, I can't help you there. Did the poo come from a wizard's butt?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, no. Wait, what?
Jeremy.
This makes this a very large fly.
Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy. That's great, Jeremy. It looks like it could. It could have been like a little, something from a wizard's butt. I'm just really glad we got that content. Let me make a note for Ryan.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm going to hit enter. Today is June 27th, 25, the year of our Lord. How to Paint Poo by Jason HBDCTV phrase in quotes, and it's locked in forever.
Perfect. But it's how to paint poop with sprinkles, Christopher.
Oh my God. Hard. With sprinkles. Perfect. And that's in quotes, and that is content coming your way. Clipped. Cosmic brownie poo. It does actually look like it looks like a double chocolate donut with sprinkles.
I mean, that was what I was going for.
Happy Fly Day, everyone. Hey, non-metallic meatballs. We appreciate that. We have a hobby day here at Monument Hobbies.
We do. Jen's coming back for it.
Jen's coming back.
How crazy is that?
We're going to have a hobby night. Jen's going to be painting. We're all going to be painting. I'm doing something for my team. I'm doing something special for my team.
What are you doing?
They requested something, and I brought a whole kit and caboodle.
What'd you bring?
I am staining them a shelf.
Staining a shelf?
Yep, to match their furniture.
Oh, okay.
for their wall. They've requested of me because they've been so good on my ambient lighting rule that they'll get a shelf. So I'm rewarding my team.
Wow, Christopher, I like this.
I've been hard on them, hard but fair, harsh but fair, about ambient lighting in our corner, right? You have to have ambient lighting. It's my number one rule. And they've been really diligent on it. And they both looked at me and said, Chris, we would like a shelf. And I'm like, well. How the turntables have turned. You have done well, my young'uns.
I was waiting for that. Did you call them your young'uns?
And I looked at them and I'm like, good. So you're wanting some feng shui, is that right? And they said, yes. And now I'm giving them a shelf. And I'm having a priming station if anybody needs anything primed. I'm here for you, Monument Hobbies. That Chai Cat says, I hope your hobby night is monumental.
Why, thank you.
Oh, one sec. What button do I want to give you for that? Money.
Money. That was money.
Wow. That painting of the poo really took it out of me, Jason. It really brought me down a notch. You know?
Why?
In a good way. It like relaxed me.
Oh.
Right? It was just so majestic. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. I'm watching an artist do his thing. And we do it all. It's good.
Nothing is sacred here, Chris.
That's right. Nothing is sacred, or is nothing no rock left unturned?
We will paint the poo.
That's coming from our fearless leader, everybody. We will paint the poo. And by we, he means us. Devin, that sounded like a 60s kung fu movie, Sword Clash, this one. It
did kind of.
That a Roller Coaster Tycoon classic. Every time somebody makes a little purchase. Ooh, that's nice. Dinner's ready. None of that.
I'm not real sure what happened to Chris over the weekend, chat.
I took a break and I had many lunches and I was revived.
And now he's this.
I'm sorry. You're right, Jason. It's just disgusting.
It's just disgusting.
You're right. You're right. You know, you're right. You just wanted somebody to come in here and produce and be a good guy, and I'm making you paint poop. I don't know what to do. I'm too judgmental. I never imagined Chris was the kind of guy who would actually say feng shui correctly. Hey, I say some things right. Only some things, though. Thick Wizards Productions asks, was Jason a tattoo artist? He's got tats for days.
I have done tattoo art. I have never said that technically I was a tattoo artist. I think that that's kind of an offense to the people that actually apply that trade for a living. It was a thing that I did when I was on the road. I actually did apprentice underneath a professional tattoo artist who had done some tattoos with me. It was something that I did when I was on the road. I have a kit with some machines and inks and such, so that when I would go out to the motorcycle shows that I was touring around to, I would bust out the machine and give tattoos to buddies and family and friends. My mom's got a tattoo for me. My sisters and brother-in-law have got tattoos for me. So.
And why did you stop?
It's
just like interest, or you're just like, this is fun, but I don't want to.
Yeah, it was never meant to be anything more than something that I could do as a release for my art.
Yeah. It was just an art form for
while
you.
Traveling around. Yeah. It's something that I wanted to learn, and I did. And it was not ever something that I felt like I wanted to go and invest the time to become the level of artist that would be able to do it the way I want to, because I don't like doing flash art. I don't like doing things that are not my style. You know, it's like painting minis for me.
Yeah.
It's like I want everything that I do to feel exciting, something that excites me.
Rule of cool.
Yeah, rule of cool. And I would not be a good, like, part of your apprenticeship when you're actually apprenticing, you know, for legit artists, is that they want you to go and have a chair, you know, in a shop, like a street shop.
Yeah.
And for doing the flash and doing the stuff you don't want to do.
Oh,
so
I
you
see.
can learn more about the business that way and blah, 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 blah. And I'm
do
like,
things,
nope, that is not going to happen. And so they got mad at me.
Do things you don't want to do necessarily, but what the client wants.
Yeah, my mentor had set up a spot where I could go have a chair in a shop. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of where I'm out. I was like, could somebody walk in and say they want a rainbow farting unicorn tramp stamp? He's like, yep. And I go, nope, not gonna happen.
Well, that would be kind of fun though.
No. I've told you the story of the woman that was I was having to tattoo, and I was doing a tramp stamp on her, and she farted.
Oh my goodness.
It kind of ruined it for me.
And now we're painting minis.
Now I'm painting poop.
Now I'm painting little sprinkles on poop.
Painting poop. But no, it was never meant to be anything that I treated as a career.
I
always had it in the wheelhouse to where if I needed, you know, gas money, I could be like, hey, you want a tattoo?
Thick Wizard Productions says, very cool. Yeah. A lot of history there. And now we're here. See how that works? See how the world works, chat? The simple thing.
Just love making art. I do.
Yeah.
I've done jewelry. I've done worked with hand-formed bronze for neck badges for motorcycles and such. That was one of the coolest things that I really, really enjoyed that. Yeah, it's just the idea of making stuff with your hands.
Yeah,
is what gets me going. So
you've made something today.
I have. I made 3-dimensional-ish sprinkles on a teeny weeny piece of poop smaller than my pinky.
You have made not only art, but history. Art history.
He says.
Art history. Paint a tramp stamp on farting lady.
That's how you get gas money. That's what we've learned today, chat. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
If you take away anything, just remember.
Wow. That's it.
So what are you? What's the idea from here? Are you doing the?
I'm literally just doing details to not have to paint the eyes right now. Is what I'm doing.
I'm like, the details are getting really fine now, which is cool. But I'm like, when are these facets gonna happen here?
Hey, you just settle down there, Rowdy.
Rowdy, you just settle down there, Rowdy. Is that bold titanium white?
This is not. This is white blue.
Oh, white blue. Okay. Little edge highlight there. He's on the back.
Yeah, because we never went back to the metal.
Yeah.
To brighten up the trim and the details here. So that's what we're doing now.
Spaznet says you should bring your stuff to convention booths to sell 1/2-inch Monument M tats. I'd get one.
Can you imagine being at Adepticon and it's like here you can have the owner of Monument Hobbies at the booth and you can get a tattoo by Jason from Monument Hobbies. We would destroy Adepticon. Like Adepticon would be nothing but the line to the Monument booth.
Dude.
And the health department would take me and arrest me.
Why?
Well, because there's definitely not the ability for me to run what they would believe was a clean.
We'll get it. We can get it clean. We'll figure it out. Would you do that though?
No, it's what you don't even.
You want to do 150 tattoos?
Most people do not understand.
You want to sit
One
there?
of the worst days in a tattoo artist's life is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, because
or whenever
it's
like free tattoo day or whatever it is. You get the number 13 on 8 million people. It's like the worst thing ever. I don't think people understand how hard it is to sit there and give tattoos.
The physical toll and focus is in itself ordeal.
Yeah.
And then to do that, I would at least think 100 people would come and get one. At least. Fun idea. I'd get one. Why not? Right underneath my right eye. Marketing. Apple Jackson said I'd get one. Yeah, that's the thing. I think everybody. Spaznak, great idea. Not going to happen.
How much brighter we can get that shine?
Mm-hmm. White blue is your last highlight for this, right?
Usually for stuff like this, white blue would be my last. There's not enough of a shine that I'm trying to create on this to go to white.
Yeah. Well, you've said that, You've said that in the past, just that last, once you put white on there, that's it.
Yeah, and it has to be something that you're really intending to be ultra shiny for white to hit it, in my opinion. Now, it just depends. If you're running a bunch of other color that is ultra bright on your model, then maybe white is a necessity.
Yeah.
But for this guy, I want the armor to be, fairly well used.
Mm-hmm.
Not maybe... completely banged up.
What's that M tattoo for? The name of my first love, Pro Krill. Well, it says, I'm surprised and Smashback Grimdark hallway crowd hasn't tried to do some tattoo thing at Adepticon. Yeah. A lot of shady people out there, Wad. And I'm one of them. Jeremy says it was mesmerizing seeing it as paint strokes then all of a sudden disappear into the armor. Yeah. The blending.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm assuming, Jeremy, you're talking about this white blue you're talking about here. I'm assuming that's what you're doing as he's blending in the white and adding it. Clarify if I'm being mistaken here. Killjoy says, did you ever work for any model or paint companies?
Games Workshop.
Yep.
But not as an artist, believe it or not. I painted some stuff for White Dwarf through Dave Taylor, who was the then one of the managers, or he was in the White Dwarf team. I don't remember who the actual White Dwarf manager was when I worked there. But I painted a bunch of stuff that made it into White Dwarf back in the early 2000s. But I was the business manager for the West Coast for Games Workshop for a number of years. in the 2004 to 2008 period.
Jeremy says, for clarification, how it goes from reading as a paint on a blush color, then all of a sudden it reads as metal armor, bluish color. Then all of a sudden it reads as metal armor. That's the magic of that non-metallic metal. I think it'll be a cool example to see the Surfer Girl too, because I feel like skin and non-metallic metal have that same illusion type, right? Where you're working with super flat surfaces, but the surface now has texture to it and has 3-dimension.
I don't know if I'm following. What's the similarity between metal and skin?
I'm trying to think of the word of skin. Seems like it's hard to do, and non-metallic metal seems hard to do. But when you see it done, it looks so real.
They are both things that
it's tough to do.
Well, and a lot of times you're building up through layers that don't feel correct. They don't feel like they are what you're trying to paint, because it's when you pin it all together with the final thing. In the case of flesh, the way I paint with underpainting, which I don't always do, sometimes we do topical glazing and things like that, but the way we'll paint the Surfer Girl is we'll do a lot of underpainting. She'll look a lot more like She-Hulk, and then we'll do the glazing of skin tones over the top, some wet blending of skin tones in there. There'll be a lot of nuanced techniques that go in. It always just looks funky until it doesn't. And then at the end, it's like, oh, God.
That's
right?
That's what I'm getting
And metal kind of does the same thing, right? It's like when we looked at this guy for the whole time we were painting, it looked like metal. But now look what it's happening as I'm adding this white blue, right? We've had these bright spots on there, but now as I add the white blue, we get an even more reflective surface that now keeps pace with all the stuff that I've done around it. Remember that I'm always telling you as you paint to make sure that you do sections to like 60, 70% done, maybe 80% done, and then move on to the thing that's next to it, and so on and so on and so on until you get to the point where everything on the model is 70 or 80% done. Then you start going back on individual parts and working back and forth to dial in the brightness and the contrast, because the metal should legitimately be one of the brightest things on this model, assuming it has any shine to it, right? That it still has some polish to it. You could do white cloth, but the white cloth is still not as bright as the reflections on the metal. So we've made our whites and our yellow cloth bright but still dull, right? Like the parchment coloring that we did on the collar is intended to be like a dirty white, right? You can imagine it being a white cloth, but they don't have bleach or whatever you needed, right? So it allows us to play around with that brightness. And then as we go through and do that can become the brightest thing on the model. And now what I'm doing is taking the white blue and making sure that the metal gets back to being the brightest thing on the model. And so then it's like, oh, wow, the metal already looked like metal. And now you put this color on there and all of a sudden you get it to where it's like, oh, geez.
Yeah, it gives it that life.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a term what's the term that makes 2D surfaces turn into 3D surfaces? But I don't know if there's an exact term for it.
So now I'll look, and I've got some areas here where my brush strokes have given me some dark areas. And if I do this brightness along the underside of those dark areas, now I get some dings and dents in the armor that weren't readily apparent before.
Nice. Well, Dyslexic Mini Painter, we have not come up with the July challenge yet, but I'm probably going to pitch it being Christmas themed. So I don't want to. I might give you a limited color challenge: white, green, and red.
Oh, geez, he's brutal.
That's it.
He's killing you, chat.
Make it happen. I didn't want to specifically say it should be a Christmas theme, but use Christmas colors in July. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah.
Because why not? Because it's fun. For me.
Maybe not fun for you. Who, Chris?
Jason would love to do that. He came over to me this morning. He's like, Chris, after he skipped over and do, I think we should do red, green, and white for our July challenge.
That has never happened.
And that's it. Nismo saying, I can't believe the quality of this painting. Where's the best place to buy Pro Acryl? Niz, I'm going to show you this link, which is the FLGS link. You can check that out, Nismo, and that will take you exactly to a store where it's sold. Yeah, check that out. Mo, it might be just red, green, and white. That might be the limited challenge. Limited palette base rim challenge with yellow, green, and bright yellow, green. No. Now, I will say this. Carbon Black, the expert acrylics that we sell, is an amazing rim paint for painting base rims. It's awesome. I have switched to that. No, Mo, any green, any red, and any white? No. Green, red, and white. That's it.
Look at how different this looks now with the brightness there versus here. It makes this look dull. You can see this is gray. Yeah. Whereas before you couldn't tell it was gray. It felt like white reflection. But now when you put something that feels more white, you immediately feel the intensity of the gray from the color we used before.
See, that way we can paint something. I haven't decided yet. I'll make the challenge thing this next week, but maybe we just say paint something Christmas themed. Or just use limited palette. Red, green, and white. I'm actually really excited to go over the JUN challenge. There's some good stuff coming in. Wad. Would you say that Carbon Black is great at painting your base rims is what you meant to say there, Wad. And yes, it's the best paint to do that. So now that poo looks really good near that armor. Yeah, paint liquor. That's what I was thinking. I'm cool with just a Christmas themed one after Grayscale month. Yeah, that's true. You guys came up with some awesome stuff. Y'all haven't looked in the challenge. Jason doesn't look. I look because you pay me.
I don't look at them until it's time to sit down.
I've been thoroughly impressed with everybody's work.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe we just do Christmas themed. Jason, how do you like that?
And then it's up to you, man. You know I don't
get
involved.
When
I
it's
just sit
Christmas,
down and tell people what I think with what they've done.
Then when it's Christmas time here at Monument, we'll make you do summer themed.
I really like that. That's coming out nice.
Looks pretty good, man. You've done good.
Why, thank you, Christopher.
Don't thank me. Thank yourself.
I'd like to thank my parents.
I would like to thank everybody. I would like to thank every other place on this model that I could do detail on before I do the facets of the eyes. Those are the true heroes of this story.
Also true.
Derpstick says, what would you use to make a woodland camo pattern? What browns and greens would be used?
I guess it depends, right? You could do something like warm brown, camo green. It generally has that beige that could be khaki, something similar.
I think we're going to do a Christmas theme, Jason, for July.
Great.
That's what we're going to do.
Great. Love it. Fantastic. Beautiful.
That's it, chat. Christopher Law has spoken. You will do Christmas in July.
There you go.
Nice. Jason has put paint on this model, and it looks great. Game Delay says, I painted 18 minis to take to Origins, then went to Origins. My monthly challenge piece has suffered. Hey, that's okay. The monthly challenge is there for you to have fun and to get stuff done. Put paint on that model. Christmas themed. You heard it here, folks. That's it. I have determined it. Christmas themed dyslexic mini painter. Find it. Figure it out. Make me feel like it's Christmas. Gives me an excuse to paint the Gobo model. There you go. And you thought you could only do that in December. And we've given you a pathway to be creative. Because there is a mental block there, right? Oh, I shouldn't really be painting this in the middle of July. It's not even Christmas.
Santa Claus.
Right. Now you can do whatever you want.
You want like Santa Claus with a surfboard, right?
Whatever you want. That's what this is all about, chat.
You could paint her like Mrs. Claus. She could be wearing like a red and green Christmas bikini.
You can't say these things and then expect me to get excited, right? You could paint that gal like a Christmas theme.
Yeah. Christmas bikini. Candy cane bikini.
This is great.
Oh, candy cane surfboard.
This is perfect.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Just gives me an excuse. Yeah, that's right. She has Australian fuse. Hey, that's right. Oh, okay. There you go. Paint liquor. That's a good.
She's from wherever I want her to be.
Whoa, paint liquor. You just got told. You heard the man. Speaking of the man.
Welcome, everybody.
It's 3:33 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Phoenix, Arizona.
I don't know what he's doing.
We're painting up Lord.
I don't know.
How have you felt about this model overall's journey while you look at the facets of those eyes?
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Has to happen, Chris.
How have you liked painting this model?
Fantastic. This is a fantastic model. It's the right amount of fun and whimsy, combined with enough ability to do some painterly realism on it. I'm a fan. This is right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I don't typically look for models like this. I say this every time we do one.
Yeah.
That's got a little bit of fun like this. I typically say that, I don't really pick this kind of model most of the time.
Why is that? But then when you end up picking it, it's like, oh, I would never pick a surfer girl type of model, right?
Yeah, it's not something I look for, but I tend to also look at models now and for years with more of this would be fun to paint on stream. This would be, something that I could show skin tones, or this one was just Lucas was standing there. I was talking with him. I was like, "What the heck is this?" That's my new model. It's coming out next month. I was like, "I want it. It's a fly. This is great." And here we are.
Nice. Yeah, I have noticed that, like, I would not be inclined to paint a bust, right? But if I can find something and I can get behind it, then I get jazzed for it. Like Pizza the Hut.
Speaks to you.
It has to. The thing I'm excited about Pizza the Hut, though, is to utilize some gloss varnish.
Why?
Because, like, in the movie, he's so glossy and wet, and I just thought it would be kind of fun.
Which one is Pizza the Hut?
It's from Spaceballs.
Oh, I know that, but I can't vision Pizza the Hut.
I'm going to show you, Jason. Oh, my gross. Oh, my God. There he is for you. Oops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know him. Look at how gross that is.
It's Chet from Weird Science.
Oh, my gosh. It's so funny. Anyway. The bus is pretty cool. Tadpole Jackson. I still have sticker shock from Smaug. Sticker shock, yeah. He's an expensive model. What would you, Tadpole Jackson says, what would you guys use for a Warcraft style orc workup? I want to add some brown red orcish to my army. Orcsies.
Think orange. Right? Think burnt oranges, burnt sienna. That's what you're looking for.
One of these days I was going to ask you, Jason, I think it would be cool to do an orc workup, like a classic orc workup, like you did your Space Marine.
Like just how to do an orc quickly?
Just like a good, solid orc.
Yeah.
Right? I was thinking about that the other day. Selfishly, because I was
going to say he's painting orcs.
I also just like orcs, but selfishly for me.
It would take the right model, but yeah, I enjoy orcs. They're a lot of fun to just paint quick.
They're cool. Like you've got some really nicely painted orcs. Like your Gazgul is such a dope model.
Yeah,
just the orc skin seems fun.
Gazgul's no skin though, right? That's
just his face.
It's just all he is the head.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
because he
didn't have any. Yeah,
he was killed and strapped into a big set of armor by one of his mech boys, right?
Yeah. We have a lot coming for you, chat. July's going to be a big one. Big year. Big month. And when I mean year, I mean month. I finished another Gargant this last week. I got 2 more.
Crazy.
Yep.
Sorry, this takes about all of my brain power.
Nope. That's why I'm here for you. I'm here for you when you need me, Jason. You know that. Monument Jabe says, so many rocks. You're fired. Simple as that. Don't talk about my Gargants that way. Those are my kids you're talking about, sir. I know my mistakes. I know my flaws, Gabe. This guy. Where do you get off? Little known fact, if you went into a small boat and you tied my first gen Gargants to a rope, you could use them as an anchor. So there you go.
That's working pretty well.
Ooh. I like this.
Just have to do enough of the highlight as we go into shadow to make the facets not create a line where they stop, right?
Yeah. Do you, as you're doing these facets, do you go all the way into that deep shadow with this?
Yeah, you're seeing me do that. And then I will come back over and I can glaze the shadow color so that it's not all the bright pale yellow in the shadow if I want to.
I was just going to ask, how do you darken that back up, but you could just reglaze it?
Yeah, you glaze it with like the orange or the purples and reds that we used in each of these locations. So you don't have to worry about if it's overly bright in some spot. You're really just trying to get enough of them with some color on the top or towards your light source so that you can do exactly that. You can come back in and alter them to the way you like it with color after the fact. Pain in the butt still, but way I've got.
Star Trek and says, I miss the poo sprinkles. My life is ruined.
Pop in on them.
Hey, I'm going to pop in on those. Get it back in the there it is. Look at that. History.
We even highlighted them.
History in the making.
Them and highlighted them too.
You're all not allowed to ask for anything ever else. This is martial law.
Martial law.
No more questions.
Oh, I gotta give my eyes a break.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is a lot, Jason. Wow.
Anyway, Jay, the vacation was just covered for more rock hunting.
Hey, whoa.
His new giants look really, really good.
I'm very
He's still
happy.
done them in kind of the rock theme as far as
idea.
color and texture that he's doing, but he's doing them in like this crazy gray skin.
They look like rhino skin.
Yeah, it looks like rhinoceros skin.
I'm freaking enjoying it.
Works really well.
It has been absolutely enjoyable to repaint those models again because it's just been great. You derailed me, Gabe. He just used smaller rocks. Hey, how do we get rid of Gabe? I know a guy.
It's in the desert.
I know a guy. He's down at Frizzoli's, and he'll help us out. It's mozzarella, all right? Not mozzarella. It's mozzarella. We'll take care of Monument Jabe. That one was for Kyle. Kyle's watching, lurking. Gabe, I know what you're trying to do, and there's nobody behind me. Chris, who is that behind you? I'm banning you. That's taking away your privilege. You can't get rid of Jabe. He's in my top 3 of the Fisher family. Hey, Thick Wizard Productions, take it easy. You get rid of Gabe by inviting his evil twin. That's hilarious, Kenny. It's E-Bag. And I'm saying E-Bag. Don't encourage Gabe has been my number 1 rule of success in life.
In life in general?
Business, spirituality, emotional strength, you name it. He's okay.
Encourage Gabe.
He's okay. He's a good guy.
Oh, here we go.
He's all right.
Hard to really know where you're coming from, Chris, because you flip on a dime, dude.
It keeps you on your
flip on a dime.
It keeps you on your toes.
You flip
right?
on a dime. It makes you untrustworthy.
What, Jason? Do you think I'm untrustworthy?
When you do like this, I do.
Would I lie?
You seem to be.
That's from Spaceballs, but you don't like Spaceballs. We talked about this as 2 friends and colleagues and men.
Gabe, while you were gone, stated that you've never seen Spaceballs.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he was like
asleep every time he's tried to show
like,
it to
well,
you.
This guy named Chris, he's never seen Spaceballs. And every time I have him see it, he falls asleep. Which is the exact same thing that Gabe does every time I show him Spaceballs. Weird. Yeah. Odd.
I'm starting to get there.
It's looking good, though.
My eyes are crossing.
It's a lot of facets.
Good God, man.
It's tedious little work. Jeremy, we need Spaceballs the paint. That's great.
Get Mel Brooks on the horn.
Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one. I think the moles should have sprinkles too. Oh, on his head, Star Trekking the moles, the age spots. He's a little old. Lord Bzz is a touch old.
What is he? He's he lived past his 72 hours that he's normally.
Is it 72 hours? You're right.
It's a lot of changeover in the royalty of the world of flies.
Yeah. This is his last meal. This is his honorary I'm gone meal.
He's 3 days old.
An old man. Spaceballs, the miniature war game. I'd play it. Okay, Game Delay says, okay, if Monument Hobbies did movie-themed paint sets, I would probably buy colors I already have just to get the packaging.
Can you imagine?
Now we just have to pay for the IPs, Game Delay.
Yeah.
Spaceballs, the paint. Oh my gosh, we got
coming out with Spaceballs 2, as you said. So maybe now's the time to license it.
That's right.
The colors of Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, the paint set. That's funny. Blade Runner 2049 paint set, please. Dunbris, welcome in. And welcome into everybody who has been in here. And if you're not in here, we don't know where you are. But if you are in here, we're glad you're here. It's just about quitting time. Not yet.
I like that. That's getting there.
That's getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting somewhere. It's something.
Wait a minute. A negative way to...
Oh, it's good. The good, the bad, and the ugly paint set. Game Delay, not a bad idea. What movie paint set would you make, Jason? If you had free...
Well, I mean, the good and the bad and the ugly just opened up a whole world of amazing things we could do with that. That would make our competitors very angry when we release that one.
That is funny. Star Trek, and what color is the Schwartz? Definitely green. Schwartz green. Rattle can, Spaceballs the paint, make it a thing, Chris. Get on the phone with Mel. Yeah, I'm going to hit him up. Hey, Mel, old buddy.
Oh, buddy, old pal.
You remember me? Do I have the deal for you? A financial venture that will take you into age 100.
Isn't he 100 already?
I think he's 99, which is awesome. Still going. Wad says, Shorts green base tutorial win. Not soon enough.
All right, I'm done with this for today.
Yes.
It's killing me, chat.
I applaud you. The amounts of doots and deets you did today.
Holy mackerel, that's a lot of facets on those.
Well,
eyes.
you did the doots on the armor, on the poop, and the facets.
Oh, yeah, I did that. Yeah, that's right.
You're duding all today. And you did a little glazing.
I have duded and glazed.
Schwartz in my poop! Yeah, Star Trekking. That's great. Game Delay. Poop in your Schwartz? How you feel, Jason?
I'm good.
You doing okay up there?
I'm good. We're still going at it.
Is the
I'm
room
going
spinning?
cross-sided.
Is the room spinning?
Bright ivory. Here we go, baby.
This is a great model, though.
I've had a blast with it. I think that the
has a lot of
takeaway
story
here is that number one, I mentioned it earlier, is that Lucas's sculpts have all just got the right amount of detail and space to treat them as you will. You can get as crazy with your own artistic interpretation on them as you want, which I think is fantastic. So if you're looking for fun miniatures, just step outside just the standard tabletop gaming world. That I mean, obviously this one's fairly daunting because of all the nonsense on the eyes and things like that if you want to go to that level, but just a fun model. And not just another, orc or whatever. Demons, good God, we have enough demons.
Yeah.
So tired of everybody coming up with whatever the next freaking demon is.
Yeah, you have to be, when you go to Zaba's website, it's filled with character. The little candle knights. Kraken says, I've been grinding with my new Proxon 60EF this evening. It's Naruto as a friend wishes. I haven't painted Magna yet, but before I haven't really looked into it either. Do you have any tips?
I'm sorry.
Manga? Painted manga before. I haven't really looked into it either. Do you have any tips? You might have to clarify. Give us some more details on that question.
You're talking about the subject matter?
Yeah. Are you talking about subject matter? It's going to be a present for him in September. Yeah, give us a little bit more detail on that. Kraken. Can't see your name. It's blue, I think.
Bright ivory to get us a little bit of brightness moving up towards our light source.
Yes, but are you painting a model? We know it's a Japanese cartoon. Or is it like a model? Are you actually painting it?
And grinding with my new Proxon 60EF this evening. What is a Proxon 60EF?
Big model. Oh, okay.
It's Naruto, as a friend wishes. I have it painted manga before. Do you ever really looked into it? Do you have any tips? So I guess if you're doing anything along that realm, because manga is a broad scheme, right? You've got Gundam, you've got all of these things that you can paint in a what I would call a manga or that cartoon cell shaded manner is what comes to mind.
Nice.
But there's also a lot of manga that I think of things like
oh right.
What?
Okay, I was just looking at what this was.
Grinding. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, that makes sense. Got it. Okay.
When you start to paint, right? It's like, okay, well, what's the flavor of the manga that it comes from, right? Because it's very sketchy stuff, Lone Wolf and Cub, very inky, artistic. There's tons like Ringu and the Spiral stuff that's all just crazy, sketchy, black and white. Then there's stuff that's like really bold, graphic colors. And I guess you would just have to talk if you're doing it for like a commission for a friend or something. Then just figure out like, do they want it to be true to the manga and look like that? Then I would just rob straight from the manga, whatever the look of it is. I'm not a big Naruto person. I don't know a lot about it. It's not that I like or dislike it. I just don't know anything about it. So I couldn't tell you right offhand. I feel like it's kind of comic booky.
Yeah.
Right? Less Akira. Akira is very sketchy but has some flashy coloring to it, which is cool. I think Naruto is more a comic book or like Sunday Funnies comic style, maybe.
Yes, it's comic book style. Never painted that. Okay, yeah. Huh. I've seen that kind of before when somebody paints those paints models and it has really thick black lines on it. Yeah. Almost like Borderlands style.
Yeah, it is. It's like Borderlands style. That kind of wanting to make it look like cell animation.
Yeah.
Thick you nailed it, right? Because it's always
Borderlands has those thick black lines.
A thick outline.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing 3-dimensional surfaces as if they are 2-dimensional art at that point. And it's tough to pull off because it's tough to find an outline area on a three-dimensional surface where there is no outline, right? There just isn't. There's not a space for an outline. So it's really more about the interior like hash marks and things like that you do.
Yeah. Jason, it's about time.
What?
It's 6
o'clock.
Oh, 3:56 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
We blew it. We weren't supposed to be here this long.
No. We have a hobby night tonight, everybody. We're gonna have some fun.
Look at that. I'm digging it.
Looking good, Jason. Will we be releasing any more wash colors?
I mean, there's always a possibility.
There's always hope.
I got to figure out a final highlight color for the skin. There's a couple little details, but all in all, I'm very happy with him. We've gotten quite a ways with getting him paint. I didn't do the back of the steel, so I kind of didn't pay attention to the back of the model much, but it has some color on it. Penny Bomb says it's 6:56 here. Well, it's 4:53:57 here.
Actually, it's 3:57 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we are closing up shop. Jason, I'm gonna put some links up for you. And for when I mean you, I mean we, as in the people. And here's the store link and all this beautiful stuff. Here we go.
Here we go. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. Lord has been a ton of fun for me. I hope it's been a pleasure for you guys to follow along, watch him get painted up.
Super cool.
Yeah, I've been having a blast. And he's got a ton of fun details on him. Great model. Check out zabaarts.com. We have no affiliation other than Lucas is an amazing person. So check out his models. They're a lot of fun. We've got a couple others that through the course of the months we'll be painting up. The little mouse that is a sculpt in honor of his daughter, as well as
that's cool.
The mushroom wizard.
That's
which
cool.
Which is really fun.
I like that story.
Yeah, the mouse is probably be the next one that we do from
dope.
him. But we got a lot to paint in between that. I've got a kill team I need to paint. I've got this surfer girl we're going to start painting.
Surfer girls
so
next
probably
week.
Surfer girl, then kill team. Then we'll find some other stuff to throw in. We'll find a lot of really cool stuff to talk about along the way. So thanks so much for hanging out with us this week. It is Friday. We will not see you again until Monday, and it won't be me on Monday, or maybe me for half a show. I can come sit.
Yeah,
I have a phone conference that bleeds into the beginning that we can't miss. But I may be here for half the show.
We have a couple ideas.
Well, I trust you on that one. Well, I actually don't trust him at all. But it seems to work okay.
You heard him here.
You haven't killed him yet, Chet, so I assume he's doing okay.
That's right.
But thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you're new around here, whether you came from a raid or just found us haphazardly sweeping across the internet, please give us a follow if you're over on Twitch, or a sub if you're over on the YouTubes. We stream to both platforms Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here from Monument HQ in lovely Phoenix, Arizona, where it's 1 billion degrees already. We'd love to see you back. We have a great community, lots of paint talk. As you can tell, lots of Chris. I don't even know what Chris says most of the time, but Jason, it fills the gaps of silence, so it's good. So thanks for hanging out.
That's right. Always entertaining.
Always. Well,
Kyle's whoa. Pause. Kyle says I'll be running it. What does
there
that
you
mean?
go. Kyle's going to stream on Monday. Kyle's a great painter. He should come on here and show you some of his paint, but he's too shy to be on TV.
Of course you have to.
We have such an amount of great painters in our family here.
Of course.
We are artists just like you, so thanks so much for hanging out. Make sure to join all the links that Chris threw up in chat. The monumenthobbies.com link will show you to the store where you can purchase all your pro acrylic and brushes and stuff. And then, of course, the FLGS link to find a store closer to you. We distribute our lovely products throughout the world. Support your local store. They do all the hard work. And then the Discord, where we have,
5,750 something.
It's insane the amount of people on the Discord. Great community, great place for inspiration, fart jokes, finding out what people had for dinner. It's amazing. Come join us. Lots of talk 24 hours a day. You can get in touch with all of the Monument crew. Some of them crazy, some of them not. But they're fun to talk to no matter what. And just awful jokes sometimes. Like I've been coming in the morning and it's just awful joke time. It starts at around 7 o'clock Eastern, and it just doesn't let up. So
it doesn't.
It's good. If you ever need a break, you just tune into the Discord. They'll make you laugh.
Yeah.
So we'll see you over there. Stick around. Chris is going to find somebody to raid for some more hobby goodness as you go off into your weekend. Have a lovely weekend without us. We'll catch you back here on Monday, and we will see you later. Adios.